Hello and welcome to this Employability Skills Programme session. My name is Nick Fallon from Bright Red Triangle, which is the Enterprise Hub at Edinburgh Napier University. This is an introduction to pitching. The first thing I want to talk about is the difference between pitching and presenting. They sound kind of similar, but actually they're slightly different. Basically, a presentation is the process of communicating your topic to an audience. It can be an introduction or a speech. It's a lecture. It's a demonstration designed to inform people about the information that you have. A pitch is slightly different, and it's used to persuade your audience to do something that you want them to do. A pitch is about persuading people, influencing people, selling something. So this is all about pitching. So what is a pitch? Well, in essence, it's an overview of an idea or a product or a service or a project or a person. It's a concise, carefully planned and well-practiced description. It could be 20 seconds to 20 minutes. It should feature not so much a cry for help, but a call to action. You want to ask something at the end. You want people to engage with you in some way. You want to engage your audience. So what's the purpose of a pitch? As I said, you want to engage your audience. You want to start a conversation about something that's important to you with someone who can help you. So it's about getting the right description to the right person so that they can do the thing that you want them to do. So why is this a useful skill? Well, for starting, influencing people will help you to get the support you need to be successful. It'll persuade people to join your team, to give you money, to support you on your journey. In terms of communication, pitching helps you to articulate your message. It helps you to edit and ensure that you are carefully and clearly communicating what it is that you want to talk about. It actually will help you with your strategic thinking, because creating the pitch forces you to be crystal clear about what's important to you or the core of your business. It can also be used as a teaching tool. It helps you to educate others about what you do and allows you to gather feedback on your performance, and it helps you to explain why what you're doing is important. But what gets in the way? Well, pitching is kind of difficult because there's a lot here to unpick. The more potentially helpful a person is to you, the busier they tend to be. It's that sort of thing where you're trying to engage people who are important to you, but they've got lots of other people clamouring for their attention as well. So they tend to be busy, and it can be difficult to get their attention, which is why your pitch needs to be clear. The other thing is people tend to have lots going on in their head at the one time, and so they're not necessarily focused on the things that you think they should be focusing on, and it can be difficult to get attention. It's also true that most people are not really skilled at listening. We're too busy thinking about the stuff that we've got going on. We don't always understand what it is that we want in the first place. Most people are not clear about that, and we talked about that when we talked about personal development right at the beginning of the ESP project in week 1 and try 1. The other thing that can get in the way is your own communication skills. Have you spent enough time practicing editing your pitch, figuring out how best to get your point across? Hopefully this session is going to help you do that. There are actually lots of different ways to pitch to somebody. Here's some examples. You might have a personal pitch that's a really simple, short, 30-second long introduction to yourself. Your elevator pitch may be slightly longer, and it's an explanation of your idea or the solution that you've come up with in your project. When we get into sort of the business sectors, we talk about investor pitches, where you're trying to get your business project off the ground, and you need to influence investors or partners, customers, or potential staff, employees that you might want to bring on board. And there are other tools that you can use to do that, including a business plan, the executive summaries, the sort of shorter version of a business plan. Equally, you might consider any marketing collateral that any company has as a pitch or as a tool to influence and guide people to get them to do what they want. Other content on social media, crowdfunding campaigns and so on are also examples of pitching. But the one thing I'm going to talk about in this session is your personal pitch. And that's something that I want you to do. I want you to create your own personal pitch and then to practice it with your teammates. But of course, it wouldn't be fair to ask you to do that without me having a go as well. So here goes. My name's Nick Fallon and I'm the Head of Enterprise at Edinburgh Napier University. I'm passionate about helping people to develop their skills and get their ideas and their businesses off the ground. I've been doing this for about 20 years and I've worked with over 1,000 entrepreneurs. So if you've got a good idea, then I'd love to hear it and I think I can help. There's about 60 or 70 words in there. It's hopefully a simple and clear explanation of who I am and what it is I do at the university. I've tried to get across that this is something that I'm passionate about. I've tried to tell a little story there. I've been doing this for a long time, 20 years, and I've worked with a huge number of entrepreneurs over the course of that time. I've seen lots of different ideas over the course of that, and therefore I think I've got the experience to help others when they come to me for help. What we'd like you to do is have a go at doing something similar. Okay? But here's a few things just to think about. How can you polish your pitch to make it personal and unique to you? Well, the reality is that you are the important bit here. There are very few unique ideas out there, but you are unique. And actually, audience will often look to use an analogy, to bet on the jockey, not the horse. As I said, there's lots of ideas out there. None of them are particularly new, but people want to believe that you're the right person to do something. And so how do you persuade them that actually you are the right person for the job, to do the thing, whatever it is? You need to show passion and commitment. Why do you care? Can you demonstrate your commitment? Can you show that you've been doing something a long time, that you're really passionate and committed to it? If it doesn't come across that you care, why would anybody else care? So you need to be able to get that across. You also want to make people feel that you've done it lots of times before. And that just takes practice. Whether that's sitting at home in front of the mirror or doing it with your teammates, your friends, family and other people. Once you've created the pitch, you need to practice it. And through iteration, you will develop it and it will become second nature just to do it. So that when the right opportunity comes along, you'll be ready to make your pitch. Use sensory language. Pepper that throughout your pitch. People respond to that, to sensory language. So use evocative words. Tell a story, because those stories, people relate to stories and they kind of get hooked in and they will start to listen. I've said here, let them touch and feel. What I mean is, use props if you can. If you've got a product or service or something that you can use to illustrate what it is that you do, or what it is that you're planning, then that makes it easier. We've talked this week about prototyping and storytelling. So it can be often useful to have those things handy with you to show, whether that is a business card or some sort of prototype of a product or service. These are useful things that you can share with your audience. So now it's your turn. What we want you to do in this bit of the session is to spend 10 minutes writing your own personal pitch. As I said, there's only 60 or 70 words. It shouldn't be difficult to write your script. Do it quickly, don't think too heavily about it. Once you've written it, you can then edit your script. And it might be that you start by writing a lot of words and then you start to remove some so that it becomes more coherent and more clear. Make sure that you use your own natural voice. It's very tempting sometimes to write as if you are writing a marketing blurb for yourself, and it won't sound authentic when you say it out loud. It will sound like you're reading a script. So once you've written the script, look at it, try saying it out loud, have a think about how that sounds, and maybe start to use your own natural voice. Next thing we want you to do is pitch to your teammates. In your team's channel, make sure that everybody has at least one attempt at this, and give each other feedback. It's a really useful thing to do. If you do it more than once, you'll actually, even in that short space of time, start to see an improvement in your performance. You'll get more comfortable saying the words out loud, and you'll start to edit yourself. You might leave things out or add in things that you forgot at the first time round. You might also be inspired by the pitches that other people are making. They might make you think, oh, I should talk about those things as well. Finally, we want you to record your pitches and submit to your tutor. This recording will not be graded, but you can use it to analyse and improve your performance, and that will really help you as you gear up to do your final presentation, and also as you gear up to get out in the world, to network with people, and to look for those employment opportunities. So good luck. Thanks.